Alright guys, welcome to part 4 of this tutorial. In parts 1, 2 and 3 we basically looked at uh, arranging samples in Reaper and manipulating them and using a few effects. I'm going to link parts 1, 2 and 3 in the description as well. So let's get into part 4. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to let's add a little more depth and stuff to our mix. We want to add a little bit of ambience actually, right? So I'm going to insert a new track. So I go to track and say insert new track. Okay, let's drag this track and move it to the bottom here. I'm going to name it Reverb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add reverb to this mix. So what we want to do is click on the FX on the reverb track and type REAVERB. So we want reverberate. Okay, we want this track that's reverberate. Select that and say okay, and we are good to go. Alright, we need to adjust this a little bit. The dry fader, we want to bring that down all the way to 0, all the way to the bottom. We're going to make the room size about 60 and bring the dampening down to about 20 yeah, I think 23. Let's leave it at that for now. All right, and that's it. That's all we need to do. And the high pass, the one at the bottom here, the high pass, we're going to bring that up slightly. Yes, yeah, bring that up there. We close this. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to send all these tracks to our reverb track. So we do that by selecting all the tracks on the mixer here. So we hold on Control and select all of them like this. Okay, we're going to select all except the white noise tracks. We're going to select arpeggio, bass, drum, lead and pad except the white noise track. Then we scroll down here so we can see the reverb track here. Then hold on Shift on your keyboard. And I think it's Command on the Mac. And grab with any one of the tracks where it says routing, here. Hold on Shift and click and drag the routing, and you can see it changes to a patch cable and drop it on the routing of the reverb track. All right, now if we close this and click on the routing, we can see all these tracks are being sent to this track here. All right, so what we're going to do straight off the bat, we're going to adjust a little bit of the level going into each track going into the reverb track. So I know I don't want so much reverb on the bass, so I'm going to bring that down a bit. I'm going to bring down the reverb on the drum beat a bit and on the arpeggio a little bit. Okay, bass a little more. Alright, I'm going to close this and I'm going to solo out the reverb track, and let's listen to it. Alright, so that's how it sounds now. Bring this down and unsolo it, and let's play it with the whole track. And now let's slowly bring up the reverb track. So let's move that here. Okay, this is how it sounds without the reverb and with. Right about there sounds good. You notice it's giving your track a little bit of air and ambience. Okay, now that we've done that, we just want one more thing. Now if we go to the end sounds pretty good. But it would be good if we could, the lead section could tail off a little bit right there. So we're going to do that with a little bit of echo or delay. So go to the lead track, click on FX. We're going to add, and you're going to type in rear delay. Okay, and select this one. And what we want to do is, first thing we're going to where it says this fader here in the corner, move this one all the way to the left. Where it says 8 notes, we're going to make that 2. All right, and we're going to bring the feedback up to 10. Okay, just make that 10 there. Actually, minus 10, sorry. Yeah, so just drag that. Yep, perfect. All right, and that's it for this one. And let's click on add tab. So we're going to add another section of this, say add tab. On the second tab, we're going to move this to 0 and make where it says 1.8 notes, we're going to make that 1.5. All right, now let's close this, and this is how this is going to sound like. All right, so that's perfect, but we don't want the delay to sound throughout the track. We just want it on that last note. So we're going to go back to automate the delay, go to trim on the lead track, and we go down to VST rear delay and go all the way to this column, and where it says bypass, we're going to bypass, click the bypass envelope, and we're going to bypass, make a point right at the end that we can zoom in. Actually, yeah, make a point just there, and everything to the left of that point, we're going to move that up there. So this is going to this. Perfect. And this is how it sounds. All right, now that'll probably when you render the track, it will be perfect. It sounds a little weird now, but when you render the track, it'll be perfect. All right, now the next thing that we want to do is we want to check our track is ready for rendering. So the first thing we want to check is that on the master track, okay, we want to see that no like smooth play off. We want to see that it's not clipping. So if I push the volume up, did you see that? That means the track has clipped. So we can't increase the volume of this track without clipping the track by moving the master volume fader. So if we want to increase the volume of the overall track, we need to do something else. Let's double click this, bring this back down to 0. Let's click on that so that disappears. Okay, we go to the effects on the master track. Okay, now ignore this rear stream. This is a plugin to send it to my screen recording software. So I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to type in event horizon limiter clipper, JS event horizon limiter clipper. Okay, this is another plugin that comes in free with Reaper. If you downloaded Reaper, you have this plugin. So I'm going to select that and say okay. Then what I'm going to do is on where it says ceiling, I'm going to bring that down till it goes to minus 1.1. And then I'm going to play the track. Okay, as I'm playing the track, I'm going to bring down the threshold till it's as loud as I want it. So let's play that. Let's bring that down. I think right about there sounds good. And you notice it hasn't clipped at all. Alright, so let's play the song from start to finish and let's see how it sounds like. So I'm going to click on this to go to the beginning and press play. All right. So when you're doing the last playthrough, what you want to check is that it's not clipping on the master track here. And once if it's not clipping there, then you're good to go and start rendering it. You also want to check that everything is balanced, and if you find that you think you want to increase a certain track to, you want to make that a little bit louder, you can do that there. All right, so now to render, we go to file and click on render. Okay, now we're going to name our song. You can name it whatever you want. I've just named it first song. Okay, the next thing you want to do is that make sure this tail is checked. The bar, this thing is tail is checked, and make sure it's 4,000 milliseconds. The default I think is 1,000 milliseconds. You want to erase that and make that 4,000 milliseconds. That will make sure that the tail end of your delays are rendered as well. So the song doesn't cut short the delays. Then you want to go for your directory. Output directory is where you want to send it to. If you can just go to your select the directory that you want to send to. By default, it's the folder you save the Reaper project in. All right, the next thing, you leave all this the way it is. Format. All right, so by default it's going to be wave. You want to go go to the drop down menu here and select MP3. You can render in wave if you want, but if you want to play back your file on your phone and stuff like that, MP3 is a better option. Leave everything else the way it is, and just once you're done, just click render. Okay, I've already rendered this before, so it's going to ask me to overwrite, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, you probably won't get this option, so click that and you're good to go. And it's done. All right, so we just rendered our first song, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. You all learned what you all were looking for. Again, another shameless plug from me. I teach this stuff for a living. I teach music production and guitar for a living. I'm going to link my website in the description. If you like the stuff that I do and the work that I do on this channel and you want to support me, consider signing up for a class, supporting me that way. I offer the first class up for free, so you could get to, if you could decide if you want to, if you like my style of teaching, and if we both we work well together. All right, I'm probably going to upload a few more tutorials on, I think, creating drum beats, working with virtual instruments, and I'm probably going to upload tutorials on playing guitar as well. So let me know what kind of topics y'all are interested in the comments. Also, let me know if y'all would like more guitar tutorials or music production. And that's it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.